Hello, welcome to Tropical Ecology. I'm so glad you decided to take this class. And I'm recording this video to introduce myself, Gene Replicon, and also to introduce you to the class materials, how the class is laid out, what's expected, how you can succeed. So let's begin. I'll go over the syllabus located on our Canvas course shell here. At the top, you'll find course information like when our final assignments are due and the last days possible to drop without or with a W, my contact information and office hours. Reach me by email with any questions or concerns, and you can expect a reply within 1 business day. Office hours happen over Zoom on Tuesdays or Thursdays from 11:30 to 1. Here is the link on how to get there. If these times don't work, just email me and suggest some others, times that do, and we'll still use this same Zoom link. This is the textbook, and it is required reading. I have arranged for you to have the first chapter here, but the first chapter only. And so you need to obtain a physical or electronic copy of the textbook right away to keep up. Buy it from the bookstore or one of these sources here. Our course can be taken pass, no pass, but this option would need to be chosen basically right away. This means earning an A, B, or C would show up on your transcript as a P for pass, a D or F as an NP. File this form here with admissions and records if this is of interest to you. Now let's talk about how to succeed. The course content is organized in weekly modules that you may advance through ahead of schedule if you wish. The due dates are always Wednesday. Except for spring break, you'll have typically a few items due every Wednesday by the midnight deadline. Looking at week 1, you'll have an orientation syllabus practice quiz and a discussion. Please click through to see future weeks where study guides and sign-ups and exams and assignments will be due. An overview of the entire semester and the assignment dates is easily viewed on the Canvas homepage. Your grade is comprised of several components. The near-weekly study guides will guide you to focus on what's important, directing you to what pages to read in the textbook and what web resources to look at, like web pages and videos. These guides are worth 10 points and have a purpose to help you prepare for our 4 class exams. Be warned, write these study guides independently if you want credit. Working with another student on these is not permitted and will result in 0 points. Also, get these in on time. Maybe even work ahead so you can be sure to have an opportunity to get full credit. The study guides are assigned a grade based on effort and completeness. I won't be correcting answers. That responsibility is yours. So please take care to work carefully on these as they are the basis of the future exam questions. Submit your study guides with both questions and answers, distinguishing these with bold text or text of another color to get full credit. You can upload a word processing document or cut and paste the text directly into the assignment, like so. Class discussions. There are 4, and in each case you are to give thoughtfully written response to the prompt. Generally, this will require a few paragraphs. Strive to be accurate, original, and grammatically correct in your posts. The discussions are post first, meaning that you will not be able to see what others have written until you make a post yourself first. Do this well before the due date so others have a chance to read what you have written. As this is a discussion and interactive by its nature, participating on time matters. Late submissions will not receive credit. So please know that you can use different fonts and images if you want to in your discussion. Really make it your own. So what am I grading on? Let's take a look at this evaluation criteria here. It should be at least 2 postings, one in response to another student, with the length, relevancy, originality, accuracy, showing respect, and also for grammar. So next thing I'd like to talk about is the species profile assignment. And you will become experts on specific tropical animal and plant species, as you'll be researching them for this assignment. So you'll be making a PowerPoint slideshow on the species to share with your classmates. And there are a number of potential plants and animals that you can choose from. But if there's something that you're interested in learning about and it's not on the list, email me and I can confirm your choice is a good one. And you can then put your choice on the animal or plant species list. So information about this assignment can be found in the week module folder when the assignment is due. And also there is a folder that's specifically dedicated to the species profile assignment. So you can find information in either of those places. So what I'm looking for in the species profile is the image of your species, the common and scientific name, taxonomic information, the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, the size, the complete and detailed physical description, natural history, and by natural history I mean the distribution, where it is found, behaviors if it's an animal, lifespan if it's an animal, trophic information such as the diet and the predators if it's an animal. If it's plant, looking about information about the flower, pollinator or method of pollination, the fruit and the disperser of fruit or seeds. In either case, I'm looking for any species it might depend on, any species that depend on it, qualities that make the species unique, and any special attributes the species has for surviving the challenges of its environment. Is it common or rare? And you can look up that status. Be sure to include your sources in a bibliography in the APA style format. And I'm expecting that you use between 3 and 5 sources for that. What you should not include, if it is a plant, don't give information about how to grow that plant. We're interested more in it naturally and how it occurs, not how it's cultivated or used by humans. And avoid giving historical information. Sometimes people confuse natural history with like the historical account of the species over time. So that's not what I'm looking for. Natural history is more of what I was explaining above. So you'll be creating a PowerPoint to share with your class. So this way you will not just be learning about your species, but those selected by your classmates too. So please see my example here for the collared aracari. That's the bird that's on the front of your textbook. So in my species profile, you can see pictures, taxonomy, where it is found. By giving you this example, I hope that you see the level of detail that I'm looking for. Don't use really tiny font. Don't give it an overwhelming amount of information. That's not necessary. So just make sure and hit upon all those basic bullet points that I reviewed. And so when these are being submitted, I'm going to create a class web page that has the species from you and your classmates. Create something like a mini encyclopedia of species. So be sure to submit it on time to be able to get full credit. And so students will be able to take a look at your species profiles because they will be given test questions based upon your profiles. So make sure that it's in a really good format and closely proofread, since you'll be sharing it with others. So you'll be submitting your animal and later plant species profile on the species profile assignment page. And when it's submitted, it's first sent through an application that scans for plagiarism called Turnitin. Let's talk about exams. So the exam dates are set. The exam will not be available until the exam date. Now, when on that day you take the exam, that's up to you. The exams, you can take up to 90 minutes to take them. The format will be true, false, matching, multiple choice, and fill in the blank. The exams are open note, so you feel free to use your notes and your text. So I wanted to give you a chance of trying out what it's like to test. And so what I have for you for this first week is a syllabus and orientation quiz. So you can take this and get the idea of the procedures for taking a test. Term paper. There's one term paper, and it's worth 200 points, and it's due at the end of the semester. And for it, I'll be asking you to create a mind map to sketch out your ideas. So if you don't know what a mind map is, don't worry. There's a video here explaining, and also I give you an example too. So you can find information about the term paper project in the folder that the week it's due, and also in its own assignment folder. So plan out your paper in advance. The subject is rainforest conservation and why it matters to me personally. So it's a 6-page double-spaced paper, and that count does not include the bibliography. That would be an addition. The paper is evaluated for containing an interesting central point that's clearly asserted, developing that central point, avoiding exaggerating and oversimplifying, showing insight and understanding. Make sure you give your personal perspective, why it matters to you personally. Having a clear, focused purpose for each paragraph, and that those are coherent to the paper as a whole. Having an effective conclusion that's logical and persuasive. Being well researched, giving data and statistics, citing your sources within the paper and in the bibliography. Writing that's clear, grammatically correct, and uses appropriate vocabulary. And the quality of your bibliography and in-text citations. Again, we'll be using the APA format for that. So you want to make sure and cite your sources correctly. The paper must be in your own words, and it will be assessed by the Turnitin plagiarism detector. So, putting it all together, we have study guides, discussions, species profiles, exams, and term paper. So, staying on top of your class assignments is a key thing in many ways. I will help you with that. There'll be announcements. This part of our homepage changes to bring to your attention what's most important to do at that particular time. You also can refer to the to-do list and also a calendar that will show you week by week the items that are due. And you can see the pattern here. Our due date is on Wednesdays. So let's look at the grades tab. At any time you can see how you're doing in the class. And anything that you've submitted will show up on the grades tab. And will tell you what score you've gotten. So if you see an icon here, that means I have a comment. Like perhaps the answers for questions that you've missed on an exam and what the correct answers are, and any comments I might have about an assignment that you've submitted, like your species profile. So anytime you can see how you're doing, and this will tell you your performance in class and when it is you should be reaching out for help. So even though this is an online class, please know you are not alone. Not just me, but you have classmates too. And you can find them here in the people section. So you'll be talking with your classmates when you do our class discussions. And you are fine to email any of your classmates if you wish to do that. And you can do that through the inbox. Another way to connect with classmates is in the discussion that is always open, and that is the Cyber Cafe. So here you can post items that might be of interest to your classmates, or you can reach out to students to ask just general questions. If you want to see what's happening in the Cyber Cafe, I recommend subscribing here. And so by subscribing to the Cyber Cafe, you'll be informed when classmates make a post to it. So attendance, the attendance policy, you're expected to participate weekly in this class. So essential for an online class. In fact, the first few assignments are required that you submit them. That's how I'm taking attendance. And that will let me know that you're indeed interested in taking this class. And here's our course policy on academic dishonesty. It is assumed that anything submitted in this class by you is your work. And so if that is not the case, please know that you would not receive any credit for it. And please go ahead and take a look at the rest of our class syllabus here and our policies, and they're pretty standard across mission college classes. And so in summary, tropical ecology, I hope you find the material to be interesting. I think you've got some cool assignments. I'm here to support you. You've got some great classmates. Hopefully they are there to support you as well, and we can all learn from one another. Here's to a great semester. I'll be in touch.